What's going on today, guys? We're still working on Fescue. Mustache. Still working on Fescue. Getting ready to mix up a concoction that I've been running on some of the Fescue yards. Got several different stages of development of grass out here, and I'll talk about it a bit in a minute. Stay tuned. Alright, what I've done to this one is, seeded it, of course, and you've seen several of my seeding process videos. This one, I can't aerate the whole thing like I want to because there's a lot of underground dog fence out here. Since seeding, I've come back, I've been running some extra seed into it for about the last 3 or 4 weeks straight, trying to fill in spots that hadn't come in all the way and all that. I've battled some issues here. The irrigation hasn't been functioning up to 100%, but we've gone ahead and turned that off now, getting into some cooler weather. I have run the Carbonex on it. Right after the first round of seed germinated, I put, I don't know, about maybe 50 pounds an acre of Carbonex on it, ran humic and kelp and something from a agricultural supplier, this root promoter, but keep that one under wraps for now. We'll run another concoction on it today, along with 100 pounds an acre of Carbonex Pro. So let me show you the Carbonex Pro. Good stuff. There's a little Carbonex Pro in the hopper. Super easy to see coming out with these big white prills in there. And I'll talk to you about what some of this stuff is here in a second. Okay, here's the Carbonex Pro separated. This right here is my beef that I have with the Carbonex Pro product. This is called Yara Vera. This is a homogenized urea and ammonium sulfate prill, but the size is real inconsistent on it, and it attracts moisture like mad. They had to go through some steps to try to keep it from attracting moisture so bad. This part right here, though, is beautiful. That's the biochar, and in the biochar, it's co-composted with chicken manure, and then in a process that they do at Carbon Earth, ammonium sulfate is added, potassium is added, as well as iron. So that's banging right there. And this particular has humic and kelp in it as well. But they're making changes. This right here is a goner. They're changing the nitrogen source on the newer stuff, and they're adding something besides humic and kelp in this beautiful biochar here. Look how hard this stuff is. Man, that is, it takes a lot to crush that. That's a nice product. There's nothing wrong with this, but there's an improvement on it. Got my goods back here I'm getting ready to mix up. I've got grass at various stages here because I've been running seed into it so often. I've got some that's getting pretty mature and some that's just little seedlings coming out. I'm going to run a little bit of this in it. This is a potassium. It's a 0025, so I'm going to add a little extra potassium into my mix. This is Catalyst from Actigrow. I'm going to put about 40 ounces to the acre of this on. Set that over there. This is kind of a micronutrient from a company called Maharan. This is System Advanced. It's got a little bit of urea phosphate in it for the nitrogen, but it's not enough that, that's not what we're going after here. It's got some micronutrients in it, some zinc sulfate, things like that. And we're gonna go with about 32 ounces an acre on that. I'm gonna run a gallon of the Green County Fertilizer RGS, which is humic and kelp. And this is the Green County Fertilizer Dethatch. I'm not gonna run it as a dethatcher. It has some molasses in it, but I don't know how much. And so what my objective is to get a little bit of simple sugars into the soil. You could just use straight molasses, but I've got this stuff, so I'm going to use it. And I'm kind of toying with different rates on this to see what gets me the best results. So far, I think I'm settling into that quart per acre range, and that's what I'm going to do on this and see results. And I've got some other ones that I've tried at different rates to see where the sweet spot is. But little simple sugars in there to feed those microbes with the dethatch, and run the RGS for humic and kelp, some micros, and the catalyst to boost up my potassium, and of course the awesome Carbon X Pro, and I'm going to do that at about 100 pounds per acre today. It ought to be awesome. Got my application down. Hopefully that'll be bringing it along. This is actually doing really good. It started off slow, but it's kicking in there now. This ought to put it over the top. All right, let's go get one more in. I seeded this one, and I've only been back once since to work on some bare spots and stuff, but it's coming along pretty good. I'm gonna blow some of these leaves off of it and work up a concoction to spray on it, along with some Carbon X Pro. But we'll get to that. We'll get these leaves first. Y'all hang right there. Enjoy the horses. All right. I don't know if you can see them. There's horses out. All right, this one's at that, still got that fine grass phase in it. I put some more seed in it about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't put any fertilizer on it yet, but I'm gonna run a similar concoction to what I did on the other one. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the catalyst to get some potassium in there to try to pump this stuff up, make it go ahead and harden off. I'm gonna run some of the micronutrients. Still probably gonna go 1.5 quarts the acre, 2 quarts the acre, I'm sorry, on the catalyst, quart per acre on the micro. And a gallon of 12% humic acid and some seaweed extract versus using the RGS. I'm just rolling my own, and I'm going to put a quart to the acre of dethatch in it. Stay tuned for the results. We'll see them instantly. Now, let that percolate a bit in my permagreen. My muffler cover has become loose, so it's making a lot of noise. I can fix that later. It won't hinder my performance here. Anyway, get over there. Let's set up an action shot. We're gonna do the Fescue with the Carbon X Pro and the concoction I just mixed. He also has a pretty good sized section of Centipede off to the side that's going dormant, and I'm actually gonna spray the stuff on that. I'm not gonna put the fertilizer on it. I just did this Centipede with about 3 gallons to the acre of humic acid and 4 quarts to the acre of the 0025 catalyst, which is the potassium, liquid potassium. But that'll put it to bed. We got some cooler temperatures coming later in the week. It ought to go all the way dormant pretty soon here, or brown, and the centipede don't really ever go all the way down where you can dig around and find some green in it any time of the year pretty much. But there you go, there's your little centipede treatment. All right, well, we'll head home and watch some football now. But that's just a little, you know, ideas on some of the things you can do to wrap up, you know, your centipede. I mean, to wrap up your centipede, and to for your fescue, just to get it pumping and keep building it up for this last run. We like to try to push that stuff right on through December, and then we'll probably you know, gear up for pre-emergence and stuff going into February. But probably one more treatment on the fescue for this year. Thanks for watching. Check y'all out next time. Concentrate on driving now. I won't crash into anybody.